Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. We are live and we are together. Yes, you see us again. Take words on this. Up here, came in to talk to you today about unexpected blessings. And what is the blessings are, though? Sometimes certain things may be seen for you as oh my God, what it is happening to me, what are situations, what is this, what is that, and so on and so on. But you're finding that later on that that was just the blessings in disguise, especially into the journey. You find this things, this paths in there that throughout those patterns, you seen it later on with those unexpected blessings for the journey.
Hello, everyone. As always, it's good to be on one screen. Again, we are excited to be here and just to see what unfolds for us. But we were discussing what would be the next topic for people to hear talking about. And it came to me, and Dio, that many people can overlook some of those things that are coming to them, towards them, that are sent by the universe, just to help them to get to the next stage. And that can happen when we are kind of blinded by our expectations, the way we feel our journey will be unfolding, because we have those visions and we have those certainties, because you think you know where your life is going. And if it's going not the way you plan it, you reject it right away, because you say, oh, no, no, this is not my path. It's like, I know what's going to happen in my life, and I'm going to be, we're not even waiting, but sometimes we just kind of postpone our progress because we are waiting for something that's coming, as if we know it all. And very often we need to take some side roads. We need to step back and just wait really what it's out there for us. What will be those really next stages, but not planned by us. It's just kind of testing our flexibility and testing our surrender to the journey. It's like, are you ready to just explore a little bit more and be ready for those unexpected things to happen in your life? Or are you gonna be stubborn and and just having everything in the control, very often just overlooking, as I said, whatever can you can get as blessings.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, look at it within this. Blessings under the skies and for it. You will find those patterns of you, as a Paulina said, your control. Because you want to control certain things to happen a certain way for it. And we discovered that through those patterns in there, when you evolve as a twin flame, the twin flame journey, first of all, personal, and then you practice it in there, you find out that those patterns begin to emerge, and then you receive these blessings from the universe, and they're coming. And the way that you're gonna be unexpected to some of the situations, but as you evolve as a human, as you evolve in those energies there, you are going to find the patterns of those blessings inside of you. I spoke about the astrology report. A lot of the people seeking the key for those blessings, the key to paradise. They seek somebody to come in, somebody to come in and give them the key, somebody to walk them in there. While the keys in you have it in your chest, inside of you. And those are your blessings. The blessings begins to come in, actually, you begin to look in you. And when you overcoming all patterns, all things, unexpected blessings are just, they're coming. They're coming. They're so beautiful. They're beautiful for the journey because guess what? You work on yourself. You're the beautiful. And what you are attracting and there. And then that reflects within the relationship with your partner. And this is why everyone wants to get it, but nobody pretty much, I don't want to say nobody, but most of the people, they don't want to work on that. But as a twin flame, you see these patterns so clearly, and you see this blessings later on. They're coming in. But you also see the patterns of what prevents you to get there. As Paulina said, that power of will of controls that in soul one, you might be suppressing your blessings inside of you. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna let Paulina take over.
Yeah, we move into more uh, regarding the journey as a twin flame itself, because talking about expectations, of course, it will include relationships and all the emotional engagements that we have. So very often people are just seeing their way. They know what they need or who they need. They kind of know what they require to be happy. They have this ideal vision for the relationship, and very often it's connected to this one person that get us into the journey. But very often this is not the right person to continue with us, because there is just we are connected for as long as we need to be connected. And for some people it's just, I've realized it's a really difficult step just to realize that there is something else coming after that, and there might be some blessings coming in a form of different life, maybe moving somewhere, different relationships, different connections. But just really it requires, in order to get into this whole potential of the journey itself and just really progressing, you have to show to yourself this flexibility and openness, without being so stiff and without being so stubborn. If the universe tells you that one door is closed, don't sit in front of this door, waiting for it to open, because you may miss some of the other doors that are already for you, and they are including the things that you currently need in your life. And there are people who can help you, there are people who can join you, and they are in the same level of awareness right now. But instead of, you can see how it really requires to step back from one thing that is not serving you. Just look around if there is something else that is really meant for you. But this is really like a training of how stubborn you are, how much you really want to do the things your way, and how much you can just relax, sit back, and see what is out there for you being delivered. And of course, it's not gonna fall on your lap, but you will see those options opening up for you once you show this flexibility and see, okay, I'm ready for something else. Maybe there's some. I'm tired of sitting. I'm tired of sitting in this closed door, because I'm a like chaser. I'm waiting for my runner to wake up. I'm speaking to this scenario because I've seen it. That's the biggest challenge that people have. This kind of like a mindset of being chaser, being runner, that keeps people in this mindset that we are supposed to wait for something, for someone, and as we were talking, like evolution won't wait. It will just really, it will start pile up, maybe even uncomfortable situation, just to get you to this point that, okay, something is not right. Like I'm just blocking something. There is something not right. So that was my part on this take of how how we should talk about these things in terms of twin flame. Like what is it really, this need of control, and what are really these blessings? And by blessings I was meaning the beautiful connections that you can have that can really help you to progress.
Key point here, that progress, as Paulina says here. First of all, the progress is your personal. Okay, a lot of the people out there that I see for it is that those personal requirements from other side. We're not talking about yourself, but from the other side, you asking for certain requirements to be met. You're looking at for a certain things to be fulfilled, and you feel like that's what they're supposed to do. When you go and cross that threshold, you go dive deep in there, and you will find out that maybe that's the person it's incapable of doing it. But at the same time, you should be take a look at the other side to yourself. Why do you require this? Because if you require it for it, and you have this increase in there, toward that means that you waiting on an outside source to comes to you, while you are the source. And at that moment, you're going to find those patterns in there that is going to comes in, as I said, as a blessings is in there. And as Paulina said, those uh, runner chasers dynamics, uh, you can go from one relationship to another relationship. If you don't fix that right there, not to control, not to demand, not to have expectations, and also look at it inside of you. If it's something that you need from other side, something that you need from the other person, if it's something that you're looking for it, and so on and so on, look at it first within you. Do you have it? So when you have that blessing from your partner, they come in and they give it to you. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to demand on it or say like, you know what, I need you for this and that. We're not talking about like the 3D, hey, come give me help and all that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this freedom within the relationship. Because the twin flame personal journey in there is enhancement of the partnership, the divine partnership. Why did the divine put you together? And then you find the freedom. If you don't have the freedom within the relationship, let me explain about this a little bit on the side note in here. What kind of relationship is? You feel like you all the time have to watch out, you always have to be careful, you always have to be, you wasting time, effort, energies of things in there. While you're open, you're free, you're sharing with your partner, you talk about anything and everything about your partner, the energy begins to flow freely and it's more peaceful, more understandable in there. And then the blessings coming. But the blessings maybe comes in there. Yes, it has been emotional, independent. Exactly, Karen. Thank you for this, for it. And that emotional independency brings that interdependency as a healthy. Not only we're talking about relationship, you actually go one stage higher. It goes to a spiritual uh, energy, relationships that it goes and it brings it above and beyond. But also we are reminding about the people that some of the people they are so focused of that one person that it's outside of them. Wow, you should focus on the person inside of you and realizing things. Because a lot of the people that we see in it, we see still posters coming that, my twin this, my twin that, my twin, I need my twin, I want my twin to do this, and so on and so on. And without the realizing that it's not about I want, is that I have to become. And when you become that person, then the things are coming because that way the energies you are evaluate there, they begin to work on that. And you practicing the journey now for it. And this is a great thing. This is a great thing. But as Paulina said, just because one door is closed, can you imagine 100 doors are waiting for you open in there? And the universe decides here you need to go. And what is the force that controls you? It's the evolution. Once you understand the way the evolution begins to work within you, and let me tell you, the evolution has no mercy. She's pushing you. Come on, go do this. Go evolve. Go upgrade. Go expand within your consciousness. Go unite your consciousness with your subconsciousness. Become that tree of life, the roots and the stem and the branches. But if you only think that you're a branch without seeing that you're a tree with roots, in there, and you have things that you need to get in it within yourself for it, and especially when you open up with other people, you blocking some of your blessings, and the unexpected things happen in there when you let go of this control, let go of the demands and the expectations of the lower energies, but just stay open. Don't close yourself up for I cannot experiencing with this person, therefore I will not experiencing for somebody else. And there. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good point. But this shift has to happen, for everyone that really wants to take care of themselves and their own journey and happiness. Like you have to be in this mindset that you want to be happy no matter what, no matter the external conditions, because that's the one single condition that stops people from being happy because they say, "Oh, I believe that I cannot be happy with anyone else than my twin because just the love between me and my twin is real because it's like we are half of the same soul and all these belief systems. But everything will start changing once you start questioning that, and you will ask, okay, what if it's not true? What if this is not very much different than others' religions, beliefs, or whatever you were learned along, in your life that you just kept from other people, that people were talking, people were sharing, people were kind of just repeating this information over and over and talking about this freedom. Like, of course, like you have a freedom to really try to build this life the way you want it, in collaboration with the universe, of course, because that's the fun part of the game, that you see how it's co-creating with you. But it really takes a little bit of this flexibility and not being afraid to question whatever people are saying, and I think this is this Aquarius part, that you won't be staying in one point. It's just boring, and you will start seeing, oh, it feels too small to everything to be limited just to one connection, one person. It doesn't seem to me to be logical that my life has to be stopped until someone else's makes the move. And I was talking a lot of times about not stepping out from the journey, because some people go to the extreme and they say, no, 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 I'm sick of the journey. My life went to poop, and I just, I'm out. I was better before the experience. So then this is just another extreme. Like you have to just find this balance and start appreciating it, but without putting the conditions. And the moment you see that, you're taking off your focus on what's going wrong, and you start to see, okay, I don't care about the person, I still have this universe that is talking to me and showing me signs. And that's the moment that you will start receiving more and more, because your focus will be different. Like you will not notice whatever other person is doing, or if he or she unblocking me or blocking me, or what is this current state. You will start seeing, oh, but there's a whole universe and all this other experiences I can have. I want to free my mind because I want to experience something more. So I think that's, of course, this is like a shift of perspective that we all can do. And I think once you feel ready for that, when you feel like you feel small in this separation phase, let's say, like you want to explore what is out there, it cannot be like, I just have to wait and then would do what between. Just so at least that was helpful for me, just to realize that there must be something more. Mm.
that little part of limitations when you reach out. We spoke about these limitations yesterday, and I was talking to Paulina, and it's like thinking about like the avocado. So I'll give you a little kind of like a heads up on this. See the avocado, when you look at it, the seed, that little ball inside of it, the seed is protected without limitations not to grow. And at the same time, if you look at the avocado outside shell, it's protecting the fruit in there. But the fruit itself is protecting the seed inside of you. But when you take off those limitations, so you cut up the food in there, you're consuming the food, right? but then you're finding the center in there is the seed. In order to grow adapt to a tree in the seed, that shell of the seed has to come off as well. You have these shells inside of it, in there. Those are your limitations. And when you look at it, the limitations is like, you should ask yourself, why am I just limited into this? And when you are passing a threshold of belief inside of you that you are limited in there, you're finding what the blessings are the universe has for you. The avocado, which looks like the blessings for you, right? That is what you do. That is the blessing from Mother Nature towards you. But if you're not limiting in there, it's like, what I want to be doing within my life. Then you expand beyond everything. You're going a little bit more deeper within the energies. You go more deeper in this Aquarius ways because the Aquarius ways they are very powerful. I am innovating by upgrading. I hope other people get in this Aquarius way in there, especially with that sentence in here that I just said. And you look at the inside of you for it. You are innovating by upgrading the way you are first, and then that upgrades brings these blessings there, these frustrations for you, and you have this experience. We need to trust the universe. The universe knows what it's doing, and you have to follow the path of the evolution. Evolution says, no matter what, I'm going to be teaching you this. You started on this path, then you're going to be growing on this path. You are born on this earth, you have that experience as a soul here, and that experience there. Combining those two, we're talking about the force of the evolutions and the universe that brings them to you, and you cooperate with all this. You're going to find blessings beyond your imaginations. You're going to be having this capacity expansions within yourself. And that's going to be bring this blessings even within the relationship with the person you are. But people don't get it. First is you. You have to release things because something doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you have to be standing within yourself in there. But when you're understanding why doesn't, maybe some of the work you have to do is in your side, but don't worry about what the other end. That's their own responsibility. You take your own responsibility to yourself, and you're the blessings of this case. In this case, you'll find it when you evolve a little bit, but the Aquarius ways are very beautiful on that particular part. Because you're understanding this, I am grateful because I innovate. You innovate who you.
Mhm. And then the universe is sending you all the updates and upgrades for the software. Like suddenly, always in the right time. Oh, now I wanted to talk about this comment from Karen. First, it's like being emotional independent. I know that you talked about it a little bit, but this emotional independence, I think it's important piece because, going into the, let's say, next relationship or connection after doing your inner work, the dynamic should or will be a little bit different because you will start detaching emotionally from, you will get rid of the expectations. So basically, by working on your self-love, you will see that you don't require it from another person. You will have like a new set of standards for the connection because you will require from another person the same thing that you give to yourself. So that will be respect, there will self-respect, there will be this understandings, there will be this readiness, openness, vulnerability, whatever you're developing throughout this time that you have given to yourself. You won't get rid of it. It's you will want to maintain it throughout the connections because you won't compromise it. So I think emotional independence will be one of it, because you're getting rid of this dependence in the first place when you start your self-love healing journey. So I think, and don't maybe as a hint, or the way I see it, don't expect the next connection to be, like provider of emotional. Of course, like you will have a support, but it should be built naturally, not from this place that, oh, I'm ready for another connection because I have a sense that I need someone next to me. It should be really from this space of I feel complete, but at the same time, I respect myself enough, or I wish myself the best. And I can see, okay, perhaps there is someone that I can build something healthy with. But it doesn't come from the space of need. It comes more from your like sense of self-worth, and readiness to share it, readiness to come into the partnership or relationship, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. But it's this healthy connection that you can have with another person. But at the same time, that you've done your work. You took your time. You went to the hermit mode. You were not focused externally. You took time to get to know yourself better and just increase in awareness. And you will understand throughout the journey that how those things work. And you will see that we are matched based on our awareness level, and the universe will be bringing you those people as you heal. But are you allowing really to get on this ride and just accept those other connections that want to help you to get even more? Yeah, that was the point about emotional independence. And you also mentioned about the freedom. And I think those things go in pairs, and especially it's something that you have to develop. You have to build that on your own, and then just maintain it throughout the connection. Because if those are the old patterns, you will be tested if whether or not you're falling back to the old ones. So they will be creating some storms, and they will be bringing you triggers if there is a chance that you will, there is a risk to fall into the old patterns. So it's nothing wrong with that. It's just being tested. Like, are you keep strong with those lessons that you've learned? Are you still remembering who you are, what you've built? And are you still not compromised, like yourself? Are you still putting yourself and your own wealth first? And then with this mindset, you are entering the partnership. So
Here is about that freedom a little bit. Open up this little bit note up here. What is the freedom is? The first freedom that you're going to be learning on that journey, that's going to be the freedom to allow you to be yourself, your true self, first of all, to you. That freedom of you to express anything and everything in there. And then that freedom is with the partner when you feel free to do that. And then the partner is feel free to do their part in there. And you're free of judgment, you're free of this. Yes, there's going to be some triggers. Yes, there's going to be some things inside of it. But that makes the connection what she is, as it is. Freedom with love. Not like this old patterns and in there it's like, oh, you should obey me, you should give me, you should this, you should that, you're this, you're this, you have to do this, you need to do this. I'm talking about the both sides. The female is supposed to do this, the masculine is supposed to do this, and uh give the freedom. And that freedom leads to that emotional independence in there. But when you have it within your soul, within your spirit inside of it, the thing's a little bit even higher in there. Karen, you mentioned it here. There's going to the next comment here, talking about the Romeo and Juliet belief system. Romeo and Juliet is it's kind of like a very popular, and a lot of the people didn't get it. There is a lot of messages in Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is in the genre of the theater in there. It's a tragedy. And what the tragedy is there is two families that have been fighting for so long and so on and so on. And then from the one family, the family couples begin to fall in love. Then because of the family, they couldn't be together, and the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet happens in that. For it, there was a lot of lessons to learn, and specifically that when you're getting into this twin flames journey, nobody should stand in there. And that was a kind of like a very good point. But a lot of the people out there is about this Romeo and Juliet system. There's a lot of this lovers' energies that is in there uh, for it because you're going to find it out as you evolve. Particularly, we're talking about the age of Aquarius. You're going to be finding these energies of evolutions they pulling you up. And they're going to tell you this person can help you to evolve of what you need to achieve here. Let me shift you, let me move you. But you have to be free. And that is the one proper personal freedom you need to do to yourself and there. Because you free yourself, but you free the person you're not connected with. And with that person, you are so intense, you're connecting, you're waiting for a text, you're waiting for a message, or as I said, a lot of the people many years ago, don't be a secret agent. I have a twin flame. I'm like, okay, good. You have a twin flame. Do you guys talk? Do you guys communicate? Or this is secret relationship? He or she's your twin flame, and you guys have no communications. And you see, the twin flames journey, first of all, it's bringing that part of communicating in there to see what you can and cannot do. If you can do something that you need to do, the proper times, the proper connections, the universe steps in and the evolution steps in, and you both evolving. And then you're going to be practicing up here. Even this stoic energies, they're going to be coming in. You may be physically separated, but you're not separated as a couple, and it's going to be tested to you. That is a one another lessons up here for it from the Lord of the Rings. Let me explain this a little bit here. Aragorn had to separate from Arwen, and he had to go to this fight. He had to become and reach his destiny. He had to go ahead in there and save Gondor, right? And then he got the palace, he got everything set up, his blessing for his fights and work that he did, and receive her as a blessing. See, that's what people have to, they don't see this. How much inner work Aragon has, how much inner work she put in it there, but they were not separated, right? And how much faithful he was. So this is what it is, but letting go of the old patterns uh, is about those old patterns. They teaching you something. Once they teaching you, they dissolve. They done their job. The evolution says you're understanding this. Okay, done. I'm making that mesh with missing links within your DNA. You need done. You need to go in the next stage. The DNA has to evolve. That's what you're here for. And that is kind of like putting you all kind of things that just in there. But Karen, very great point in there. This is the reason why people get in that belief system of Romeo and Juliet.
No, it's just one example, but that's a good point because those are beautiful stories and everyone wants to experience them, and especially when it's orchestrated and all those ignitions and bubble of phases are happening. It's deeply emotional and it's hard to step back from it because living in those memories of maintaining this like memory of bubble of faith. I think that's what people are clinging so much, because they prefer just to live in this illusion that it's still going on, while instead of really seeing that, oh, it's stopped, that once the separation happens, and once someone says, I want nothing to do with you, or just, can you respect my space, can you just leave me alone, people, instead of seeing that, okay, this is not going anywhere, this story is over, it's just, there is some other stories waiting for you, but are you able to acknowledge it? But instead, people really stepping into this part, which is painful, it doesn't mean to be all butterflies and rainbows, but it's not comfortable, but it's necessary. But because we have those examples of Romeo and Juliet, or all these beautiful stories, especially, I think for many, many people, we are finding ourselves those similarities with the respective stories. Like, everyone can have some similar, oh, this is the story of my twin flame connection. We are like this couple. But can you see that, in life it works a little bit different? And of course, like, we are meant to experience whatever is described in those stories, but they cover a very small part of it. So maybe you were a part of the story at first, but then your life wants to take you somewhere else. But are you ready to explore more? So I think that's probably one part of it, that we are sometimes lacking this reality, what it really takes to build a connection from the stable grounds. Because no one talks about this stuff in those stories, because it's not as, I don't know, this is it's not fantasy land. In order to build this healthy and stable connection, this is hard work. But it starts from the openness. It starts from this very steady, steady conversations, overcoming those difficulties, step by step. And very often it's with the person that you don't expect, because it's not up to you to choose the next person who is meant for you, because you just don't know that. And that's why people are getting surprised, like the same way as we were surprised. But instead of putting our projections into this, we're like, okay, let's see where it's going. And we were both observant. We were both kind of just maintaining the healthy connection, and both those standards that we both set for ourselves. We are maintaining it. We are not compromising ourselves, and sometimes it gets tricky. When it seems like you have choices. Are you choosing yourself, or are you choosing to sacrifice for the connection? Which way to go? And it was causing us not a lot of troubles, but it cost us a very long conversation just to figure it out. How much, where is this balance? Where is this middle point between me, my will, like my sense of this independence, and where is, how much am I putting to the connection? Because we try to navigate with that, because even this is tricky. It's easy to find with, like, fill off the balance and just put too much towards the connection and sacrifice too much from yourself. And we try that, it doesn't work. We are still figuring it out. There has to be proper time, proper way for the things to unfold. And you cannot push your way through it. It's just, you have to navigate, and need to find the right road, and it takes patience. But we are getting our guidance along the way. And it's just, sometimes you have to step back, sometimes you have to replan, and it's getting there.
Getting there, okay? You have to keep the faith getting it there. But the person you get it there, first of all, understand, it's always you. For it. And then when you are with yourself, when you understand this, you go and expressing and sharing the information with your partner, and allow that freedom of sharing in there, because your partner is not going to judge you. They're going to be choose to understand you. And then whatever they tell you is a feedback. You take a look and you see it with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, but now the mirror is your partner. And then they have the same thing. You give them that, and and that begins to turn to a blessing. This patterns that comes in within the journey, and then those issues, triggers, in a form, there comes your blessing, because that makes the connection even more. You're practicing what you preach to yourself. You're practicing of who you are as a soul on earth. Let me tell you, that is priceless. Yeah, you have to pay the price. You have to let go of the old 3D life in a little bit to go upstairs, to get your downloads, to get your things. You have to do the work. Some other people don't do the work. They get the downloads, but they don't get the work. They get the informations and they don't do anything. They're trying different way, the easy way. There is no easy way. And the last thing is going to be that the force, the energy of the evolution is going to comes in, is going to ask you, says like, do it. Can you do it? Let me test you. I want to know because that way you're going to be complete. And then when you do it, the evolution is like, here's your blessing, here's your reward. You think it's much different, like you're going to work and they are like, okay, thank you for coming for the good job in there and so on and so on for it and for looking back, the first dark night of the ego is the hardest one to understand the journey after that. When meeting others and your spiritual path becomes easier. Exactly. You know, the first time when you seek the darkness is in there is why the other rejected, why the other doesn't love me. And then you see that energies of love, and you can even trigger that dark night of the soul energy that comes in is like, let's clean up a little bit the things for you. And that's what that comes in. It's like you're on a great path, but you don't know what you're doing yet. And you have so much anger. Let's take this out of the way. And it's really, you're right, it's the hardest one to understand. But the journey after that, the meeting here, the spiritual path, it later on becomes much easier. Why? You got the downloads in there. You got those very beautiful, powerful energies that are coming to you. And those energies, they're working. They're here, they're present, they're on earth. They're not somewhere else. They want to work with you. Those higher frequency and vibrations that you are getting of the evolutions right now, they're here. But yes, you have to go to that path of the ego in there. It's talking about the ego a little bit. The ego is going to come in, but that's going to be more for protecting you, not you to acting on the base of your ego. Because you're going to be learning the difference between acting and protecting. Because it's so easy to fall in the old path, like, oh, I'm going to act on my ego. I'm going to throw it off the towel. This thing's repeating itself. This thing doesn't work. And who is not working? You or your partner? But when you see that it's you who's not working, it's like, oh, that's what the relationships didn't work before. When you got the upgrade. So for me, the Dark Night of the Soul, it's self-study with the guidance and uploads. Dark Night of the Soul, for it, only kind of like a few people experiencing this. That is it when you have the, what it's called the ultimate anger towards the universe, towards God, and you are ready to even die for it. That's what the Dark Night of the Soul is, because the soul isn't going to the deepest darkness against the Creator. That is it, the deepest low vibrational level. And, so the people experiencing Dark Night of the Soul with the near-death experience for it. But once you go through the Dark Night of the Soul in there, which is, I don't wish this to nobody. You don't wish this. only if the evolution is asking for it. It triggers in there. Can you understanding some things? So there is a dark night. There's a night. There's a darkness of the night, and you see the stars. But there is a dark night of the soul. And that dark night of the soul is the one that sends you studies, uploads, and everything else that it's coming with it. Um, and the dark night of the soul is a not a pleasant thing. It's a crucifixions of the soul. It is about to, it's like, oh, you're rejecting something you don't understand, but I create you for some greatness. And then the greatness is coming in there. But you're learning this to learn to path of trust, surrender, and let go. That has been over through the years and years and years here. But it's beautiful, guys. You might not feel it within the first at the beginning. You might not gonna feel it within the energies. You're not gonna feel it within certain things because you learned to be more quicker, more faster. When it's gonna come in, when it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, what is it this, what is that? I'm tired of waiting, and so on and so on. But look at it deeply with all those patterns. There is you have an answer. And then when you find the answers, you do the work, then the blessings are coming. But if you don't do the work, there's no blessings. And that's what the people on the journey, on the twin flame journey, staying into this lower realms of that energies. And those lower energies don't bring any positiveness because you're attracting more lower energies. But when you stay in that middle ground, a stable base, you stay in this rock on the earth. And this is why the stoicism is coming in there. You're just standing in your ground. But it's the same thing. You're doing the work to be like heaven on earth. And then you get it. Then you put this things inside of it. And then you build it. And then you build it.
Really.
Yep. Yes, you said it. The dark night of the soul and the battle with your ego and emotions. Oh my God, that ego and emotions isn't there because the emotions trigger is the dark night of the soul. You have this deepest pain, this deepest dark energies inside within you. And you're like, I don't want this journey. I don't want this love. I don't want anything. You are mad at God. You are like in this madness within yourself for it. And that triggers everything until the Holy Spirit goes and comes in and says, like, shush, I shut you down. And you go to sleep, wake up, you're like a brand new baby. You don't know what happened there. But they give you warnings. They ask you 3 times. Come on, stop. This is not good for you. Then they're shouting. Come on, stop. It's not good for you. Third time, it's a scream that you don't want to know about it. And after the third one, there is no more. They just like, you see within yourself, as it looks like it's an experience is in there. You constantly have inner visions on outer visions, except when you sleep, deep sleep in there, you're losing everything in there, right? Imagine that something comes into you, it's just like, okay, if you don't stop, we know what to do. And then you see that, like that black screen, the lights goes off and then just, boom, there's nothing. And then you wake up in the morning and then you see things differently. And you know why you're here. And you know what you need to do. Then you're stepping into your powers as a twin flame. But guess what? You have to go to first. I don't wish it to nobody.
I don't think it's necessary for everyone.
No,
Some
it's not
extent that is.
necessary for everybody. No, it's not. If you think that the dark night of the soul is necessary for the people to wake up, that's mean you have a desire for them to be in certain ways. Like they have to have the desires. They personally have to choose to be awakened. Can't wake them up. Sometimes forceful awakening can cause more disturbance than anything else. Disturbance first from to you because you interfere within divine forces and the evolutions that's in there. This is like you trying to enhance a tree to give up fruits so fast, and you fill it up with all the chemicals and growth hormones and so on and so on. It's like, I want that fruit now. And you pump that up with everything, and so on. And here you get the fruit, and guess what? It has nothing to do with your expectation. Does it taste as a fruit?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you one thing. It was coming to me, that for some people, it may be, again, like belief systems. Today, I'm going to be talking about belief systems because people are trying to define those things. And, people say that first you have your twin, and then any other person after that is your soulmate. That's what people keep repeating. And somehow they put, talking about level of connection between people, they put the connection with their twin as the most genuine, the most strong, the one that's supposed to be and continue and all of this. And then they put those soulmates type of connections. And when people are sharing their stories about how they met someone, they had they seem to have a happy connection. It feels similar to their twin, and they start sharing. There's always someone who will say, "Oh, but the connection that you have with your twin, that's the most, that's the one, like that's the strongest what you can have, like you cannot have anything like that." And I really see that that's very much confusing for many people because, the moment you start putting labels on those things, trying to see what is stronger, what is not strong, it's just remember that anytime if you progress in awareness, like there are no two situations that can be compared to each other. You will never be able to see this two people the same way, with the same understanding. Like there is no way to compare your first ignition that you had with you have no awareness of the journey whatsoever. You were blind, you had no idea what's going on because you were influenced by those energies between you two. So you were idealizing all of this. And then you progress and you see, oh, the next connection feels stable, feels safe, and people will say, oh, that must be your soulmate, it cannot be your twin. So then you will be, oh, 11, 11. um threw me off. But it will be immediately if you start listening to those kinds of opinions and putting that to your mind, you will be, oh, probably this is a soulmate. Like, so probably I cannot have as deep connection because this is soulmate. Like, I could only love truly my twin flame. So it's you can see how this listening to those kinds of opinions. I'm not, saying that anything that people believe is wrong, but don't be afraid to question that. It's just, is it really the true, or am I working on my own connections to build them stronger? And do I understand what it means to have a healthy connection? And do I understand what it means to deepen the connection? That I can cooperate with the universe to bring it even to the deeper level, because there is no limits on how deep you can go and engage with another person. So, and somehow it feels like, I think it's as long if you're getting confused and it somehow creates this unnecessary, doubts in you, especially with some connection that comes to your life and it's clearly meant to be because it's healthy for both of you. And you seem to be having support from the universe, you know, and you will be getting confusions because some people are trying to put their belief system on you. Like, just don't listen to those things. Just listen to your own guidance and what do you really see based on, your internal dialogue with the universe, the dialogue with another person, whatever way you want to call it. I feel like that's important thing to mention because people are I really don't like these comparisons and this. That's the way I'm reading those comments. Sometimes it's like really they are putting this twin flame, whatever it was, on the pedestal, and anything that it's about, outside of this first ignition, it's like, oh, must be soulmate. Oh, we'll never get it. So I don't know. Maybe you can have, something to add to it, but I felt like this is important to mention.
You will find your journey in there. We are labeling a lot of stuff for it. And when you go through the journey, you're getting yourself to these connections and so on. You will understand that the best connections that you're going to have in there is that when you are cooperating together, you're all together. You become this oneness, the power of oneness. Two couple come together with the universe and the evolutions to evolve and create love. And then you will understand much more about this. Um, Labeling stuff, expressing things, or all those old teachings is in there for it. And we'll continue to look what is this soulmate to inflame divine partnerships
Intergalactic marriage.
or intergalactic marriage, yes, in there. For it, people will trying to put labels on everything. Why just not just be? Instead of have a label, just be what it is. You can't change what it is. It is what it is.
Maybe everyone should just invite, not invite, just come up with their own definitions. Like that's actually fun. To like,
Yeah, there you go. Karen suggesting here on spiritual partners. It's all connections. It's all base connection. However you want it, you can name it. The question is how fast are you going to be evolving it? You can, as long as the energies are proper, the telepathy. Yeah, all of this. When you see that the universe works with your partner, okay, sharing your little personal energies, when the universe works with your partner and the universe sends messages, particularly towards your partner in there, and you just, it is what it is. I'm out of it. It's between you and the universe. I understand those messages. That's what they are. Okay. That was good one.
everyone is learning.
Yes, yes, it is. But start start doing the work. Don't just go out there and pump yourself up with watching so many videos. Some of the people go out there and they watching. Well, deal is not working because my twin flame. Deal, this is not working because of that. It's not that. And it's working, guys. When you do the work, it's working. You do the work. And you trust the universe, you trust the force of the evolution there. Some of the people have not discovered the evolution yet. That force of the evolution is within there. You will discover it up in your journey, which is just going to be coming up for it in the next quite a few years. But it's going to come in more strong. You're going to see in the spirituality, okay, that this energy of evolutions in there is just going to become Zen. Like we talking about like 10 years, 12 years ago, we begin to talking out this twin flame. Now you're going to see that the people talk about the universe and the connections with the universe for a while. Now you're going to see these energies that we are talking about, the force of evolution. studying the Force. What may sound a little bit superficial, talking about Star Wars. We're only talking about the Force and so on, and there when we find the balances in there. You don't have two extremes. Stay away from the extremes because the extremes is only for to see how far you can go and how much can you expand. Same thing, how much can you expand the fruit and how much you have to build this avocado if you want to be or okay, guys, I think that's all I have for right now. If you guys have any comments, Karen, I have your message on the Facebook for suggesting the videos. I'm gonna be doing it and working on that. For it probably is gonna be on the my main channel up here, but here we're doing it. This contains stuff, the Age of Gorgas in there. We can pop it up in my channel or so on. But I want to say thank you for the great stuff. Thank you for the inputs, and thank you for you doing your work. Just, yeah, a good example about it. Too. It's about it.
Yeah, I think we exploit the topic. I don't know, to wrap up, what do we say? Um, the issue we were talking about is accepting the blessings, and I think just to maybe reiterate is just, stay open for whatever comes. Don't judge those things. Especially as Karen mentioned, that it gets easier once you see that you can have more those spiritual connections, that it's not the one unique and you will never ever get connected like this. Don't expect to have 100% match because you, as I said, it's always relative. You're always progressing, and the more you progress, the less intense it will feel, and those triggers will be just coming the net, in the most necessary moments. But most of the time, you've done your work, it will be peaceful, and you will deal with those triggers in a peaceful way. So,
idea for the next year.
okay. So thank you for everyone for watching, and I'm gonna have some other videos soon. We have a nice office here right now.
We're working it here so much in the house, so it's been great time in there. But I'm thinking that probably the next time we're gonna have an idea so you guys will know about it. That as your partner evolves and as you evolve, you fall in love with their new evolving version. And that new evolving version, there it comes out. You begin to love your partner even more. And that is it when you unify the energies of the evolution. And something more advanced. It's gonna need it up here, but that's what probably is gonna be the next time that I see us. Okay. Just so you guys to know what to expect from us. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support and count your blessings. First thing here. Okay, guys, we love you. Send you the gifts. You're welcome, Karen.